We hate
RV life.
That's right, we said it. We hate the RV life. We're Jimmy and Lisa with FindUsCamping, where it's all about the people and the places.
So if you're new here, for us, it's all about the people we get to meet and the places we get to see along this big journey that we're on. So we hope that if you want to join us and you enjoy our journey, that you would subscribe, follow along with us.
Make sure you give us those thumbs up.
Ring the bell so that you don't miss the next video.
So we'll get into our story in just a few minutes of why we hate this RV life. Now that we've been doing it for, 7 or 8 months, we're going to tell you the 5 main things that we hate about it. I mean, just plain and simple.
And a bonus at the end, so stick around.
The bonus.
The most asked question about people living this RV life.
So let's get all these things started and see why we hate it. So the first thing on our list is something that can happen in your sticks and bricks at your regular house.
Definitely.
And that is?
I hate my neighbor.
They're terrible.
Just kidding. That hasn't really been a problem for us. Most of the time we're okay with our neighbors. Some are a little louder than others. Some have more stuff sitting outside, and some don't necessarily pay close attention to their animals. But at the end of the day, the flip side to that is...
If you don't like them, you can pack up and move.
Or if that's not an option because there's not another site or you just don't feel like packing it up, guess what? In a few days, either your neighbor or you probably going to move anyway. It's not like you bought the house and you're stuck with your neighbor for a couple of years.
You know, that kind of reminds me, because when we came here, our neighbor left.
No, they didn't. We didn't have a neighbor for 2 days. The first 2 days we were here, I said, not sure if something's going on, that they're not putting somebody beside us or what.
Maybe there was something at the desk.
This says don't park them by these people. Well, we have neighbors now, and they're fine. We barely even see them on either side, so it's all good. But there is potential that you don't like your neighbor, and that could happen at home.
If you got that 30-year mortgage, you
either
got to hope they move out, or you got to move, and it doesn't work that way. So,
but in the RV life, we're only here for a few days. We're going to move on down the road, so how bad could it be? Suck it up, Buttercup.
That's it. So number 2 on our list is what everybody has. If you've been traveling long enough, it's the mishaps.
The things that just don't go as planned. And I guess this is another one that, things happen in your sticks and bricks that you don't always plan on. You could have a tree fall or, something crazy go on, a leak in a roof, or your washer goes out, whatever.
I think our biggest mishaps, if you guys are following us around, is when I had trying to be nice and put the awning out for somebody, and
so I could walk those dogs.
What are you looking at?
Our awning that's now, what is this? Perpendicular to the ground instead of parallel with the ground. Not a good day.
Big old 20-foot awning came crashing down. So that's one of the mishaps.
It wasn't a little mishap. It was pretty big. 20 feet worth of big.
$1,500 worth of big.
Big mishap. And then those of you who have watched also saw our mishap with the water.
Oh, that was your fault there too.
Yeah, no, it's always me.
When you carry water on board, you have to make 100% sure you cut
that your pump is turned off and that you don't have things stored that can fall on the pedal of the toilet and cause it to fill the tank completely and overflow the floor. You want to know what the worst part is?
Oh no, why don't you tell everybody what happened on your first rookie mistake?
It wasn't my rookie mistake. My husband
left
the fresh water pump turned on. And I had a big bag of dog food that wasn't from the canister, and it was sitting in here. And while we traveled, it fell off and landed on the foot pedal and filled the entire back black tank up. And we didn't know it till we got here and got set up. And
water was pouring out of the bottom of the camper. But I still think it was somebody else's fault.
And
you were supposed to turn the
best
off.
part about it is
The other side of this wall is the living room, so the water's running under the wall and it's into the living room now. So, there's that.
Back on your head. And here's the culprit right here. Dog food. Big mess.
2 mishaps. The good news is they were just that, mishaps.
Well, we had one more mishap with your favorite little dog.
Yeah, but that's kind of not so much on the mishaps. That's on another section. We're not going to talk about him just yet.
Well, no, I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about when we had him on a leash.
Oh God, yeah.
And he chased a squirrel when he was younger, and he
kind
pulled
of a common denominator in some of the mishaps.
He pulled my grill over after we had the charcoal going. It was bright red. It's getting ready to throw those nice big fat steaks on the grill.
And squirrel, literally, because he's a terrier, and
he took the legs out from underneath the grill.
And then he ran that way, and the whole grill just came over on the ground. So
we almost had dog kebabs.
But Max was fortunate, and he lived to see another day.
14 more years of it.
Little fella, yeah. So, you know, things happen. At the end of the day, the camper didn't burn down. We had to start over with our grilling that night. The awning came down, but it can be replaced. The toilet overflowed, but we cleaned it up. So
let us know your mishaps. If you're having some mishaps, let us know. We love to hear somebody else's mishaps because we want to sit back and laugh at them just like everybody's laughing at ours. So let us know what you're having. I guess number 3 is going to be when you're in 400 square feet, leaving 2,700 square feet at home.
You have to get creative.
Very creative.
You have to think of creative ways to store things. You have to downsize what you're taking with you.
This isn't my forte here because I just take everything and just push and push and push.
And that doesn't work because just like being in an airplane, things shift during travel. So you could push things in the cabinet. Then when you get where you're going and you open it, things come tumbling out. So you want to try to strategically place things so that even if they do move around a little bit, it's not a catastrophe. And that also includes things that you may or do leave sitting on your counters because they will also shift during travel. So you need to put them in places that they're not going to jump off into the floor, because when you get where you're going and you start running your slides out, you may not see that item that was on the counter and is now on the floor. And when you run your slide out, it gets smashed behind the slide.
I know somebody's had that happen, so let us know. Let us know how many times that you brought your slide out and the coffee maker is behind it and you crushed the coffee maker, or you bent the slide,
shut a drawer all the way.
And
this hasn't happened here.
You pulled the whole handle off of it.
In our last RV, there was a slide that I couldn't get to it before I started putting the slide out, and one of the drawers or cabinet doors.
This one's your fault too?
I'm not sure.
There's a lot of common denominators here.
Because there was a cabinet that we kept the blankets in, and either the cabinet door didn't get shut all the way, or it bounced open during travel. Either way, when I started running the slide out, I heard a crack, and I stopped. By then I was able to squeeze through and see what was going on, so I opened the other slide, squeezed in, shut the drawer, put the slide back out, and all was well. Nothing broke, but I have heard stories of people that lost an entire drawer or cabinet door to a slide. And again, kind of like mishaps, it can be replaced.
Let us know. Let us know what your mishaps are. We're doing this because we're trying to tell you everything that, once again, what we've had going down the road, and we want to know what other people have had. What other issues have you had?
And if you have some cool storage solutions, please share.
Let us know.
I have a couple that I really like, but I'm always interested to hear what other people do, because it's usually I think of that kind of moment. But RVers tend to have to be really creative with where to store things and how to store things so that they don't end in disaster.
So, the number 4 is travel days. Rainy days. There's nothing worse than a rainy day when you're camping, except you get time to get a lot of things done. That's when we try to look at the weather for the week, and if there's a rainy day on Wednesday, we try to plan
schedule around that.
Everything we possibly can on a Wednesday. We'll try to do most of our work on Wednesday.
Or any extra things that you've been wanting to get done.
Like cleaning inside the camper. Thank God it's only 400 square feet. It doesn't take you that long. But the rainy days is time for the great big steam clean. Get down on your hands and knees and really clean the camper out real good, because you don't want to do that when it's 75 degrees and sunny outside.
Or it could be laundry day. A lot of people have onboard laundry. We don't as of yet. So, and there's a toss-up. Please comment below your side of that story, because some people say it's better to have
I still want the laundromat.
It saves you the money of the laundromat. Of course, you have to buy the machine. My plus for the laundromat is I can go do 4 loads at one time. 4 loads wash, 4 loads dry, laundry's done.
We
so
work,
in under 3
we
hours,
work
I'm
laundry
done.
together. We both go to the laundromat, whether it's at the campground or a laundromat. We throw everything in there. We sit and we do a little bit of work. We talk, whatever we need to do. When the buzzer goes off, we throw everything into the dryer, and
when it comes out,
I'm
he
gonna
gets it out,
say
I fold it up, and
I'm
we
going to say
roll.
I help fold, but I'll be lying if I told you I help
He
fold.
makes sure everything's turned right side out and kind of flattens it out and gives it to me. So I
My
can
fold goes
it.
like this.
Yeah, it's a mess.
You
So
push
we're
it down.
We're not gonna let him fold. It's just not gonna happen. Or he can do towels.
So basically, 2 hours, we have a week and a half's worth of clothes done. We're in, we're out. It costs a little bit more money, but it's finished. So
Versus if it was on board, you could just do a load every day or every couple of days, or whenever you have enough to throw a load in. So I know there's people that are like really have a big opinion about one way or the other.
let us know. We
I
are
always
thinking about the washer and
think about
dryer.
the washer and dryer. I just haven't convinced myself yet.
Let us
that I
know
need
which
to
one's
do
your
it.
favorite brand. If you have one and you really, really, really like it, let us know. We're going to start doing some research on it, because it is costing some money to go to a laundromat. Sometimes
It can be very
I'm going to tell you what, some of the
expensive.
campground laundromats are pretty nasty. So
Then you have to go to the laundromat out in town, and God knows what you're going to get till you get there. So there is that downside. But that's what we typically try to do on our rainy days, is clean inside the camper, or get laundry done, or if we have like an extra thing at work that we wanted to work a report or something we wanted to work on, we plan it for that day. And if there's more than one rainy day, you can always like binge watch Netflix or something.
great. All right, off of that, because I'm tired of the Netflix binge watching. So thank God it hasn't rained in a couple of days. Number 5, one of the worst things that you have to do, that's travel days. Don't get me wrong, I love the drive. I love to see the countryside,
The places you
the
get
places
to see.
you get to see.
Those are
and
the plus. Those are the pluses for travel day, is that you get to go somewhere new and you get to check out new things, you get to meet new people.
It seems like lately, every time that it's time to leave, on the day it's time to leave,
It rains.
raining. And I'm going to tell you what, it hasn't rained this year. It's poured. So we're out there
Getting soaking wet.
getting soaked and
Water
wet, trying
dripping
to
off
hook
my
everything
nose.
up, backing up. Thank God I'm the one backing up in the truck, and she's on there with the umbrella and all that kind of stuff. But
Last time it didn't rain though. Last travel day, no rain when we were hooking up. It might have drizzled a little bit on the trip. So we're thinking, this is great. They were calling for rain. It didn't rain. It's sunny. We're outside. We get all hooked up.
had the music going,
Get on the
going on the road.
All is good. And then
then
Max, little Max again, same guy that took out the grill, throws up in the back seat.
what do you think?
Just another travel day for the dog with a sensitive stomach. Love you, Max. Again.
All you hear as you're going down the road is that alarm clock you hate to hear.
That noise. So yeah, so that's a bad travel day. When you're going down the interstate, what are you going to do? I'm going to crawl to the back seat and clean it up as best I can and remind myself how much I love my dogs. And I know he can't help it, but it makes for
Dog kebabs again.
makes for what started as a great travel day turns it into a bad moment. But just like all the other things we've discussed, it's cleaned up and it's good. We're still on the road and all is well. We're getting to go to a new place, meet new people, check out new things.
So all in all, travel day isn't as bad as long as you like to ride and drive. We switch back and forth. She drives sometimes, I drive sometimes.
Funny how I'm always riding when the dog gets sick.
It's a good thing. It's a very good thing. So, but anyway, now for the bonus question. The biggest controversial...
The most commonly asked question, I think, to people that aren't in the RV community or maybe people that are new to the RV community is, how do you have sex in an RV?
We don't.
That's a lie. So one of the funniest things that we ever heard was at breakfast one morning outside the camper when some kids that were friends said to another set of kids, "Did y'all feel that storm last night? The camper was even shaking really bad. Mom and Dad said it was a really bad storm."
There was not a cloud in the sky.
No storm. So it's a pretty good thing, though. It's pretty funny. We still laugh about it. But for us, most of the time, it's just us. So we don't have to
And the dogs,
explain.
you know, Max, he can't hear. He doesn't even know.
The dogs don't question why the camper might be shaken. They can't anyway. They can't say it out loud, and we don't have kids with us that are asking. The only problem that we could encounter is people outside might say, "Man, the camper's shaking," but you know what they say? If the camper's rocking, don't come knocking.
Don't come knocking on our door.
So yeah, we said it. There it is. That's how it works in our world anyway.
Life happens.
And those are things that we hate about RV living.
So that's only 5 things. There's a couple more here and there, but all in all, RV life is
At the end of the
greatest.
day, the downs are I should say the ups and the positives far outweigh the downs. The downs that we have had, some of them big, some of them not so big.
We don't have anywhere in our plans that we're stopping this
No.
anytime soon. So
Because it's all worth it. It's all worth it to get to travel the country. It's all
we're here.
worth it.
We're here at a campground now. The reason we're here is because we met people in one of our meetups, and they called us up and said, "Hey, we're going to head to Pigeon Forge. Do you guys want to go and hang
There's
out?"
3
and meet
couples
up?
here,
So-
including us, that we met at our meetup.
So
and
here we are.
stayed in touch, and here we are, hanging out with them in Pigeon Forge.
So once again, it's all about the people, and
the
we're at
places
Pigeon
we get to
Forge. It's
go.
all about the places. So
It's
That's-
so worth it. It's so worth the dog throwing up in the truck. It's so worth the grill getting turned over.
the awning cracking.
Still a little questionable if it's worth the awning coming off the side of the camper, but at the end of the day, those are all things that can be fixed or cleaned up, and we're all still going to live, and nobody died or got hurt really badly, so it's still all worth it.
Let us know what you guys. What is your?
What are
5
your
RV
things you
hates?
hate about RV?
Because we know there's a lot more of them out there, and
Or what are the things you love?
that's it. Until the next time you find us camping or running from the storm.
Safe travels, y'all.